Hi, my name is Rita Harris, and welcome to part 2 of Quality Assurance for Soft Skills Online Teaching courses. This section is quality assurance for the method and content of the courses. And a lot of that is based on the strategy that the courses will be presented in. The strategy of our soft skills program begins with the structure. First, there are 5 major courses: professionalism, work ethic, communication, teamwork, and critical thinking. These courses are divided into 5 units. Each unit there's 5 units in each course. Unit 1, the goal of Unit 1 is defining. So in this unit, we ask, what is this specific course subject about? How do we define it? Unit 2 is, why do we study this course subject? What motivates us and why is it important in the world? In Unit 3, we discuss who the people are involved with this subject. So professionals, ethics professors, communication majors, teamwork designers, critical thinkers, scientists, those kind of people will be introduced in Unit 3 depending on which course subject they're in. The goal of Unit 3 is to connect the subject matter with the world at large. In Unit 4, we discuss how do I be or use this course subject matter, and the goal of Unit 4 is self-action. In Unit 5, we have a course recap where we go over the previous 4 units, and the goal of this unit is reflection, and the goal is to look at what these units have meant to you, to the client, and then the client undertakes a process of self-synthesis. In self-synthesis, the client uses that reflection and applies it to a plan of future goals. It's a self-theory, sort of. This is what I've been through. This is why these subjects fit into my life, and this is how I'm going to apply these. This is my theory for myself. In Each unit is then divided into 5 modules. Module 1 is about knowledge. The achievement in Module 1 is description. The client will be able to describe the subject in Unit 1. In Module 2, they discover the subject matter, and the goal of Module 2 is to exemplify that discovery. So a video about people making an ethical decision, and then the example would be the client making their own video about an ethical decision, for example. Module 3 is about application. In Module 3, application is the goal of Module 3, the achievement, I should say, of Module 3 is an action. So in Module 3, the client undertakes an action and applies the knowledge so far learned in the unit to an action. And they can show that action in many different ways: skits or a short dialogue, verbally in a group discussion. Module 4 is analysis, and the achievement in Module 4 is explanation. Again, the client will have several options for how to explain what they have learned thus far. Module 5 is kind of the keystone for these programs, and Module 5 is always about synthesis and reflection. Much like Unit 5 is an overall synthesis and reflection for the whole program, Module 5 is always a synthesis and reflection specifically for that unit. So in Module 5, they're going to reflect on the previous 4 modules and how those modules fit into their lives and how they can apply them in their lives in the future. Each module is divided into 3 lessons. These lessons are a lecture, an example, and an activity. The lecture gives the underlying theory and foundation descriptions, dictionary, encyclopedia, what the common theory and common ideas about the subject matter is. Obviously, these are smaller courses, so we couldn't possibly cover everything about professionalism, but we can cover quite a bit in a short, pointed lecture. And then the next thing in module lessons is an example. This is likely going to be a video, transcript, or audio regarding people doing the things that are presented in the module. So, for example, in Module 2, Discovery, under a communications unit, then we could use an example of watching a video or listening to an audio recording of a telephone conversation between two professionals in a business, and that would show business communication. Also, each module, the third lesson in each module is going to be the activity. The activity is how the client will show that they have met the learning objective for each module, unit, course. The activity is important, and it is the sort of grade, so it's a milestone. When the client meets the criteria for an activity, then they move on to the next module or unit or course. So a client cannot move on until they have completed an activity. Now, some clients may take an hour to complete their activity. Others may take 2 weeks. There's no way of knowing how that time frame is going to work when we're dealing with so many different disabilities. That's why these courses are designed to be achievement based and not grades based. So as long as the client is working towards a goal and they are achieving each activity, they are going to be successful. The other important point of the activities is that while the lecture and examples and activity instructions are all going to be presented in audio, video, and plain text, the client will have at least 2, hopefully 3 choices of ways to complete their activity. So a client could do an audio recording to complete an activity. They could do an image collage to complete an activity, or verbal group discussion, or a written small short essay to complete an activity. But hitting on all those qualities, all those items in an activity that a client is actually able to do, rather than having an assignment that is a specific structure and the client has to do it one way, really will help clients be successful in this program, because the goal of the program is not to get a grade and it's not to get a degree. The goal and learning objectives of the program is to act as a foundation for future education and future employment. So by allowing the client to complete activities in their comfort zone, they are going to absorb more knowledge than if they were, say, a dyslexic client that was extremely stressed and frustrated with writing a 2-page essay. He could, or she could, make a video presentation. And that is why this program is going to help more people across more disabilities, because it allows them to learn and express their knowledge within the subject matter and towards the learning objectives, always towards the major objectives here, but to do it in a way where they are in control of their lives and their education. And that's something that is not found anywhere else. Thank you very much for listening to this video or watching this video, and have a great day.